Good evening, everyone! As you can see, I'm quite hyped about the introduction of some new monsters this month, and less than thrilled with others. This is a video for week 3 of Month of the Mythical, but week 4 is already underway, so hopefully I can get that completed soon as well. Week 3 brought us 2 workshop monsters, Rhythmsmith and Teeter-Tauter. It also gave us rare Cacula, rare Anglow, and rare Pixolotl. So let's first examine the details of the Crystal Quad Rhythmsmith. When I see an image of all the ethereals together, I keep forgetting that the workshop monsters are technically in the same family as the singles and doubles we all know and love. We've definitely seen the boundaries of monster design expanded through the waves of workshop, and the Rhythmsmith is one of the most deviant from standard conventions. This monster derives its name from the word rhythm and bismuth, which is a type of metal that can crystallize into what is called a hopper structure, which resembles stairs. Notably, bismuth roughly translates to white mass, which we can see reflected in the monster's design. The monster is definitely a Minecraft reference. The bio mentions that the crafty quad likes to creep in the mini-mine. I really do like how the monster looks and how it's animated. The colorful crystal wafers near the quad's arms, wings, they act like audio mixers, showing the volume of the monster. In the animation, there are a lot of moving parts. When I first saw it, I had to play it back to focus on individual parts of the monster, which is always a great thing. Like, for example, I first thought the small cubes orbited in a circle, but rather I think they float in a figure 8 pattern around the monster's chest. The sound is great too. I love the quick electronic beat and the transitions between verses. Lore-wise, the bio states that the elements of the quad, plasma, mech, crystal, and poison, are heavily compressed into a crystalline structure. It may be implied that the Rhythmsmith is atomically unstable and may release a large amount of energy if its crystals are shattered. The most powerful crystal of the monster, and the one that acts like its heart, is called the Rubik's Cube. That's the extent of the lore for the Rhythmsmith. I'll give it a high score for looking pretty, and because it references Minecraft. Compared to the other quads, I honestly think that they are all pretty much equals in coolness. All of them are my favorite. I'll tell you what's not my favorite, however, Teeter-Tauter. My opinion on this duo is that they are oddly cutesy for the workshop. Because there are 2 monsters in the place of 1, they are each smaller to fit into the grid. For some reason, their size makes them feel different from the other workshop monsters. Also, isn't it weird that they have the same coloration as Bisonorous? My main problem with Teeter-Tauter is their sound. Ethereal Workshop is shaping up to be a wonderful song with a lot of intricate parts, and even some awesome harmonies, like between Yorick and Pentumbra. But then these 2 goobers show up and add what are essentially goofy sound effects to the song. No, Vincent, you're fine. I love you. But listen to them! It sounds like Totter is struggling from asthma. It seems like they're offbeat just extremely slightly sometimes, and that messes with me. And Teeter has such a silly sound. I hate to even consider this, but Boskus might offer a higher quality sound than these 2. But let's put aside any opinions for now and focus on the monster itself. I love how mech is integrated into their design, and as well as how goopy Teeter looks. You can see its horn go down into its flesh. Not to mention its eyelid is slightly transparent. I also like how its horns unfurl when they make its sound. Totter is a pretty funny shape, and I like the fact that canonically they are annoyed by Teeter. The lore states that their elemental combination of mech, crystal, and poison was too unstable and was split between the 2 monsters. Both Teeter and Totter have bionic parts, and I assume the gooiness of Teeter means it represents the element of poison. I just wish that Totter exhibited some more crystalline features to be the yang of Teeter's yin. Regardless, the splitting of the elements into 2 representative monsters is a great idea. Great lore. All in all, it's not a bad monster. Just a bit odd compared to others in the workshop. Just be glad I don't have a sound rating on this graph. We finally have the rare Cacula, which is the last rare magical single. It's a pretty cool rare, with the cool blue tones contrasting the pinks and reds of the common. Top tier egg design as well. The bio mentions that this rare is blue-blooded, which means aristocratic and fancy. It could also very well mean that this monster has actual blue blood, given its color palette. It apparently acts snootier than its common cousin, but its actions are unwarranted because there exists no form of social caste system in the monster world. Perhaps this line of logic extends to the more deity-like figures of the game. Would the other monsters consider the Celestials or Colossals as equals to themselves? If the Celestials ever leave their island, we could gain some insight. But as it stands, rare Cacula is, socially, no different than the rest of the Bone Island monsters. Located in the various abyssal trenches of the living ocean is the rare Anglow, an unnaturally occurring extension of the family. The species is known to live within hydrothermal vents, and a little research tells us that these geysers of hot water at the bottom of the ocean can reach up to 867 degrees Fahrenheit. This adds fuel to my theory that the Anglow species are silicon-based life forms, due to their general robotic appearance, their glass domes, and their high heat tolerance. The rare Anglow was created through an interaction with a new canon MSM mineral, monstronium. Notably, it is implied in the bio that the effects of monstronium on the Anglow are the same recorded in the biology of the rare pummel, another aquatic monster. I love that we are getting origins to older monsters. Design-wise, the rare is sort of spooky, but I guess it's justified if the mythical lives in a hydrothermal environment in close competition with other organisms. If I could make any changes, I would make only some of the tentacles end in hooks. Also, why is monstronium shaped like that? I'm not sure if there's a design influence that I'm missing, but because of its strange smashball-like appearance, I was wondering what it was ever since I first saw it in the trailer. But overall, it's a great rare. The rare Pixolotl is the final rare Wublin to release. Does this mean the rare Wubox is coming to the island? Probably. I wonder what this tells us about the potential of epic Wublins. Or is it too bold of an update? I don't know for sure. Anyway, the common Pixolotl is a fan favorite of many, and I'm glad that its rare holds up under scrutiny as well. I know I've harped on the rare Wublins in the past because I didn't like the fact that their designs were tied to events in the monster world, like how rare Giger is Spooktacle based. But the rare Pixolotl is synced to the celestial month of Mech, which works wonderfully with the design given the fact that the Pixolotl originally is based on electronics. If you ask me, the design could pass for not being based on the month of Mech, which is why I like it so much. It looks like a standalone rare. Plus, its design is really neat. Check out its horns. They have little Tetris pieces. Its neckbeard is reminiscent of a frilled lizard, and its spectrum analyzer tail reminds me of the Rainbow Road tracks of Mario Kart.
I'm not talking anymore until I win. No! No! No!
Bro will never talk again. Great color choice, too. The lore confirms that gaming consoles do exist in the monster world, and that this Wublin's preferred one is the Xbox Series X, although spelled in a different way than you'd expect. This is a callback to a path on Light Island called the Xbox Path, which is formed when one of Phosphora's nodules cannot push through the island's surface. Not much in the lore department, but more than enough when it comes to design. One of my favorite rare Wublins. And with that, you've made it to the end. Those are my thoughts on the most recent 5 monsters. Now I can rest, knowing that the majority of the month of the mythical is behind. Are you kidding me?